Okay, we are live. Today is Saturday, and I don't even know what date it is. Diedre, help me. My mind just went blank. We're still in January, the 28th. We're almost closing the first month of the new year. And today, by the way, if you did not know, is the year of the Chinese New Year, the rooster. So we're going to create a lot of noise this year with Zango. And I've met a woman by the name of Diedre Howard not too long ago. And many of you may have had this happen in your lifetime where you meet someone who you go, oh my goodness, this woman knows so much. And I'm not going to read a bio of Diedre. In fact, I'm going to ask her to give a little summary of her incredible background, not only in alternative supplementation, but as well as a professional in network marketing for decades. So, Diedre, before we begin your incredible presentation today, which, by the way, will be recorded and posted, so you'll have this to share with not only other business partners, but people who want to just purchase the products as a customer, not just building a business. So, Diedre, share with the listeners a little bit about your incredible background.
Okay, well, it's great to be here, Sandi. Thank you for inviting me. And you know, it's always my favorite, not my favorite subject, right, to talk about myself. But I'll give you a quick idea of kind of where I'm coming from. The month that I signed my marriage certificate in 1991, I also signed my first distributor application. And so my husband and I were thrown into marriage and building a business together from day one. And I have to tell you, is and has been a wonderful environment for us to learn how to work together, how to work with all different personalities. I was 20 and he was 21. So I'll tell you, How to Win Friends and Influence People and Think and Grow Rich and You Were Born Rich and all those books, that is where our marriage started, from that place. And so we have all kinds of cliches that we were used in our family from this industry, from all of those amazing books and the systems and the personal improvement that comes and relationship building skills. So I'll forever be grateful for being introduced to this industry. Outside of that, being as young as we were, I'm not going to say we were a fast, quick success. I call it my college, and again, I'm very, very grateful for it. But I sure learned a lot about what works, what doesn't work. I had my wish list of what I wanted. If I could do it my way, I would, I'd wish for this and that and the other thing. And so my heart and my head and my soul has been involved in network marketing and direct sales since I was 20, so I love it. There's not, I don't have the words to express the appreciation I have and the value that it has brought into my life. But it's a big part of it. So let's see, nutrition, I came to this industry with a love of nutrition because my brother was born with a brain tumor connected to his optic nerve, and the doctor said, and this is in the 70s, they said that he wouldn't live past the age of 7, that it was benign, they couldn't remove it or he'd be a vegetable, that tumor would grow until it eventually squished his brain to such the point that his automatic responses, his heart would just stop beating. And that was the brother that was born right after me in my family. And so my mother, being holistic, and my grandmother, being holistic, went after finding a solution to save my brother's life. And that's how I fell in love with nutrition. I'm very much like Joe and Gordon and their family, that we had, my family's been making tinctures since I was a little girl. I think the first time I ever had Kool-Aid is because I begged my mother to buy me some. and that's toxic, obviously. And she made lemonade because it had the least amount of dye in it and made it with honey. And that was because I begged her and begged her and begged her and finally worn her down to buy Kool-Aid because all my friends had it, and I never tried it before, and I think I was in 2nd or 3rd grade. So I love nutrition because I watched to save my brother's life. So my brother, who was supposed to not live until he was 7, is 46 this year, and has been kept alive because of nutrition and because of diet and lifestyle. So this isn't just something that I picked out of high school because I wanted to become a nutritionist. I got into nutrition because it saved my brother's life and has also improved mine in a great deal. So that's where the love of nutrition comes from. My husband and I are both nutritional microscopists, and all of that happened while we were in this industry. And what a great ride that's been. So much knowledge has been gained from network marketing and bringing amazing products to the market and educating the collective consciousness about taking personal accountability for your health. In that process, and as I learned and grew from the age of 20 to how old I am now, I was very blessed and was very successful in the industry, being the top earner in more than one company, because I also learned the difference between a legacy company and a startup. Yes, there's so many learning curves in this industry. That's why we're so blessed to be a part of Zango. You guys, I want you to just think about this for a second. We have a startup opportunity with 2017 Zango 2.0 in a legacy company. I want you guys to really think about that. That's what we have our hands on. And that was what my goal was when I found the 2-Minute Miracle, met Shelley McGuire, is I wanted a startup opportunity with the excitement of the growth that comes from that. And Sandi, you know what that was like. You were a part of Zango from the very, very beginning. I've been a part of companies like that too. And it's an amazing kind of energy that's there. But most companies don't make it. And so to have Zango, that is such a strong company, and then to bring 2-Minute Miracle to such a established and fantastic environment in so many markets, with that amazing opportunity to have a startup like energy with the 2-Minute Miracle. That's what we have our hands on. And so my background is I work both field and corporate. I love working corporate, I really do, but everybody, I want you to know you're in the right place, because where you can do the most good and where you can make the residual income that changes your lifestyle is in the field. And so that's why I'm in the field, that's why I'm talking to all of you. But sometimes when you listen to me, I might sound like a corporate person. It's just because I think of all parts of this opportunity, and I've been a part of all the different areas in network marketing. It's my love. And so I feel blessed to be here to talk to all of you today. I want to share with you some secrets. The things that I'm going to talk to you about today are not just good ideas, okay? These are things that have been tested, they've been tried. I've personally put the test, and I've had many hundreds of people also put them to the test. And so I'm going to make this statement, and it's not because I think that I'm all that, okay? It's not because I think that I know more than anybody else. I'm learning every single day. I learned stuff from Sandi just the other day when we were talking. So I'm constantly learning. But if I know something to be true, I'm going to tell you, I know this is true, okay? And so if I don't know, I'll tell you that too. If you'll just do the things that I tell you today, I can promise you success. Now, there's not very many things that you can guarantee in this life. But what we can guarantee is cause and effect, right? That's science. You know, a cause and effect. It's like gravity. So if you do X, you're going to create Y. And those are the things that I'm going to talk about today, is very specific things that you can do and then expect a certain result, all right? Sandi, is that enough about kind of my background? Was there anything else you wanted me to touch on?
Absolutely. I just wanted everyone to get a sense of how many years you've been on your journey to create success, but it doesn't happen without empowering others. And it wasn't something that took 4 weeks or 4 months. Like you. It took me 5 years to be an overnight success. So let's get on to 5 secrets to make everyone fall in love, not just with you, but also our products and especially the 2-Minute Miracle, which is such a wow. So I'm going to mute myself out. It's over to you.
Okay, great. And it's really hard, honestly, for me to stay on topic because Zengo has so many amazing products, and nutrition is my first love. So I could do this for any of Zengo's products. Just today, we're going to talk about the 2-Minute Miracle, and that is the product that, of course, connected me with Zengo, right? And it's one that my head's been in for the last 3.5 years. And so I'm going to share some of those secrets. Now, I wanted to do a play off of Valentine's Day. I know we're a little early, but I love Valentine's Day. It's just such a fun holiday. And so all the magazines are coming out with, the 5 things to improve your marriage and, keep your relationships hot and all that kind of stuff. So I never read those magazines, but I think it's so cool when they start coming out even more and more during Valentine's Day. So it's kind of a play off of that. And why I named it 5 Secrets to Everyone Falling in Love with You and the 2-Minute Miracle Gel. Many of these things could be applied to any of Zengo's products, but we're going to focus specifically on the 2-Minute Miracle. What's common to every single one of Zengo's products is you are the key. So people, you hear it all the time, you're selling yourself. And so you want to show up with that in mind, no matter when or how the conversation starts. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. Enthusiasm is important. Excitement, fun. Think of the word fun. I mean, it's pink, for heaven's sakes. The gel is pink. This is a lot of fun. And you know what's going to happen when they try it. They're going to be, wow. If there's anybody on this call that has not tried the 2-Minute Miracle, I encourage you this week, track it down somewhere. At least if you can't buy a jar, talk somebody into demoing it for you so you can experience that wow, because it is an experience. So one, we're going to talk about how to become unforgettable, make an impression. 2, sexy science. There's some really great science with the 2-Minute Miracle, but there's one that we're going to focus on today that I think is it can change your business if you just use this one bit of science. Everyone loves a bargain. The 2-Minute Miracle is a huge bargain, so we're going to talk about some different ways that you can clarify that with people. And anticipate their needs. I'm not going to even tell you what that one's about. You're going to have to wait. And then I use the word love to kind of break down in 4 steps what it is that we covered, so you never forget, okay? So let's go on to the next slide, Sandi. Okay, so the first slide is, it isn't what you say. And in relationships, some people say, hey, honey, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? It's very much the same in sales and marketing. In fact, if you think about dating, it's very similar to dating this business, okay? When you first meet somebody for the first time, you're getting to know each other. You're learning a little bit about them. You're seeing if they're a person that, everybody has skin. So I guess everybody has skin. You see if they're a person that has skin. I was going to say somebody that has a health challenge, but everybody has skin. But it's a lot like that. And nowadays, the way that people, and I thought that this was amazing, an 18-year-old to a 40-year-old, like 70 to 75%, and it's gone up since 2012. 75% and above, up to 90% of the first contact with a person that they want to date or that they want to get to know or they're interested in goes through a written text of some type, text, Facebook messaging, Snapchat, okay? It's the first contact. And that's a huge secret to what it is that we do when we're wanting to share something with someone, all right? And so what's really important there is you want to learn what their language is. If you have a friend with somebody, if you're a friend with somebody on Facebook and you want to introduce the 2-Minute Miracle to them, and we've got the 2-minute video that's on ZengoEris.com that you could share with them. And your Facebook friends, I wouldn't recommend that you ask them for their phone number and you give them a call. I wouldn't recommend that. Now, there was a time and date that I would have, but nowadays, if they've reached out to you and developed a relationship with you through one kind of messaging, you want to continue that conversation that way because it feels comfortable and it feels right. It's their language. They're telling you by their activity. I like to talk to people through private messaging on Facebook. I like to talk to people through texting. I like to Snapchat. Whatever that is, it's a way to introduce it to somebody without it feeling like it just feels comfortable. It works better. All the studies show that it works better. So I'm recommending that you do that. Now, once they watch the video, I'll send the video to them and say, hey, watch this video. Let's say it's in text, okay? I'll say, hey, I'm sending you this text. Love this product. Watch this video. If it looks interesting, I've got some samples for you. Just simple like that, text. Or I'll text it to them and say, hey, now let's say this is somebody that will text each other, but we'll also call each other. I'll send that video over to them and say, hey, watch this. You got 2 minutes? Watch this video. If it looks interesting, then I'll give you a call in 3 or 4 minutes, and I can answer any of your questions, but I've got a sample for you. Whatever that combination is, start that way. Now, I think it's a wonderful idea to get on the phone with them, and I would recommend that you do that as soon as possible. It's just that in the initial contact, you do it through their choice of language. So if it's a Facebook message, I'll send the video over to them. I'll say, hey, watch this. It takes about 2 minutes, and then let's talk on the phone tonight at 7. Do you have time? We've scheduled a phone call. That means when we have the phone call, they know that I expect that they've watched that video. We have a conversation, and we move forward, however you feel best to do that. So instead of just picking up the phone and calling somebody, even if you do have their phone number from 20 years ago, if the only way that you've communicated is through Facebook, start then initially that way with them. I hope that makes sense. It makes a world of difference. I want you to try it. What you have to do and what you get to do is you get to look at all of your different communication avenues that you have and look at what friends talk to you in what ways. It's a perfect way to create a new and fresh names list. Who are the people on your Facebook page that have commented in the last 30 days? Who are those that are in your private messaging? If you open up your private messaging on Facebook, you'll have 20 contacts right there without you even doing anything. So investigate that a little bit. And remember, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it and where you say it that makes the difference. So learn their language of communication. Okay, next slide. Okay, so you control the experience. What is the 2-minute miracle? The 2-minute miracle is an experience and it's education. That's what that product is. When they try it for the first time, they just have an experience they've never had before. So here are some questions to ask yourself. What happened to you when you tried it for the first time? You know, a lot of times as we're sharing it with people, we'll forget our initial reaction, and it's that initial reaction that is the hook, that is the key. So the wow is the gold here, and you want to take it from a wow to a holy cow. How do you do that? That's going to be through the sexy science that we're going to talk about in just a second. But this is more about the initial experience, all right? And we don't want to stop with the initial experience because we want people to be using the product every single day. But this is the beginning. This is the doorway. This is the hook. So what is it that made you fall in love with the 2-minute miracle? And how can you help that person experience the same thing? How can you create that for them? That is the question you want to ask yourself as you begin to expose the product to people. So I'll give you an example. If somebody came over to your house and said, hey, I'm starting to use this new product, check this out. Or, are you home? Have you taken off your makeup? Great, don't. I'm on my way. And you go over there and you have them use your 2-minute miracle to take off their makeup for the first time. Let's say that that's how you were exposed to it. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. My face feels so soft. I've never seen anything like this before. How can you create that for the people that are on your names list? It might not be possible for everybody, but it's a good place to start because it's what you know, because you've experienced it. If it's a hand demo, whatever it is, think about that because you're the one that controls the experience, and this is an experiential product. We all know that people purchase product. They're all emotional purchases. They're all emotional purchases, and that experience creates an emotion, which creates a sale. Okay, so you want to, so think to yourself, what are the 2 to 3 favorite things about this product? There's a ton about this product and all the products that Zango has. Okay, this goes for everything. There's a ton of things that you could say, but what are the 2 or 3 most exciting things for you? And then just spurt those, just say those. I love the fact that it works every day and for everybody. I love the fact that I can see that dead skin every single time I use it, and it's so simple. Done. You don't have to say anything else if you don't want to. In fact, say less and experience more. Okay? So you're selling that experience. And then you want to ask for the wow text. What do I mean by that? This is for a long-distance person that you're not right in front of them. And so let's say that you're talking to your aunt who lives in Bellevue, Washington. And you send her the video, and she's like, wow, that looks amazing. Now, if it was my aunt, for me, I probably would say, buy a jar. She's my aunt. The jar doesn't cost very much, and I just have her buy a jar. Okay, well, let's give another example. It's somebody I don't know from high school that we've talked on Facebook a lot, but we're not close. And I send a video to her, and I say, hey, take a look at this. If you think it looks interesting, I love it. I'll send you a sample. I've got one for you. She says, yeah, send me a sample. And then I send the sample to them. Now, every time I send a sample to somebody, okay, I mail it to them. I only do that if we have a time and a date set up where we're going to use that sample together. We're going to use that single-use sachet because a sample sounds like, oh, it's just free, put it in my top drawer, I'll get to it when I get to it. A single-use sachet is what it is. There's a facial in that sample. There's a facial in that envelope. And so I'll send them a single-use sachet, and I'll make sure that we have a time set up. So let's say I send it on Tuesday, they get it on the next Monday, and we have set up Tuesday. Usually I give it a week. Like if I send it on a Tuesday, I'll set it up for the next following Tuesday for us to get on the phone and use the single-use sachet together. And if they feel comfortable, I'll have them do it with me on FaceTime. Okay, that's really cool. Or I'll have them record it, or I'll whatever I need to do to capture that. But worst case scenario, and it's not worst case scenario, but in some situations, they don't have somebody there to hold the phone, they don't have their iPad, or they just don't feel comfortable with that technology. I will say, okay, we'll go over exactly how to use it, dry hands, dry face. I'll go over that process. And for those of you that are new on the call, those demo instructions are on zangoairs.com, and you can watch the video on exactly how to do this. And you can send that video to them too, it just matters. But I want to be on the phone with them because I want to control the experience they're going to have, if at all possible. So I'll have them put down the phone or put it on speaker, is usually what we do, and they'll put it on their face, and I'll be prompting them on what to watch for as it changes to a sticky to a slick, and then we'll do the exfoliation. But if worst case scenario and we can't be on the phone together, I'll at least ask for the wow text. I'll say, okay, so tonight you're going to use it, and just as we talked about, and here's the deal I want to make with you, is if you can use the 2-Minute Miracle without thinking or saying the word wow, then we're done here, and you can do whatever you want to. But if you think or say the word wow, we have to make a deal here that you'll text me the word wow. So I know you've used it and you've had the experience that I expect you to have, because it works 100% of the time on 100% of the people. And if you don't get that skin, if you don't see that skin balling up like the videos, then it's scientifically impossible for that not to happen. So there's some user error, and let's make sure we get together and talk about that. Okay? So I always ask for the wow text, and you want to experience the wow with every new person. If you don't know that they've had that wow, okay, if you haven't had the conversation, if they're not continuously having the wow, if they're having any issues with seeing that dead skin and the product properly working, you need to know that definitively. If you don't know that answer, then you have a reason to contact them and have a little conversation with them, because there is some user error that can happen, and that's on us. Okay, so we control the experience. Okay, next slide. Hello? Perfect. All right, sexy science. Love your fibroblast cell. Okay, I know I can't hear all of you, but let's say that together. Fibroblast cell. Why in the world would I say such a thing? This is a slide that I developed so that you guys can take a picture of this on your phone right now. Okay, I put it on a white background so that you can take a picture of this and put it in your phone, because this is gold. This information is going to be the difference between somebody using the product and buying a jar and maybe using it every once in a while, or use it because of the wow factor, right? I mean, this is a full skincare regime in one product. That's pretty amazing. Or using it every single day and saying to themselves, oh, I better not forget to use my 2-Minute Miracle today, and it's going to drive them to use it daily. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure they're getting the full benefit of this purchase. And you really don't get the full benefit of this purchase unless you use it every single day. So you have the initial wow, which is the hook, and then you have the long-term loyalty, which is, so we've got the hook wow, and then we've got the long-term loyalty because of the science, and this is one of those things, and that goes from wow to holy cow. Holy cow, can this really increase my collagen and my elastin? Yes, it can. In fact, there isn't a single, not one that I've found in the last 3.5 years, professional skincare line that increases collagen more than this product does. You guys, we have a professional skincare quality product for a supermarket price. That's what this is, okay? So let's go over that information real quick. So did you know that after 25 years, you lose 1% of your collagen per year? Do the math, everybody. And that's a big reason why we're getting these wrinkles, is that collagen loss, okay? The fibroblast cell is responsible for the collagen and elastin production. Now, estrogens stimulate fibroblast activity, and hormones affect that process. So that's why after the age of 25, our hormones change a lot, don't they? And our estrogen is one of the things that starts to go downward, and this fibroblast cell gets sluggish and sluggish. A lot of skincare products out there actually have estriols, or they have estrogen in their product to stimulate that fibroblast cell. But that causes hormonal problems. That's not good. It can give people hot flashes and all sorts of things. The 2-Minute Miracle stimulates that fibroblast cell after 4 hours after using it, that fibroblast cell will increase by 125% in its productivity of collagen and elastin. That's a big deal. And no estriols or estrogen or hormones at all are in this product. This product is green and natural. I mean, you could eat it if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. It's an aloe base, so it would probably really make you very regular, and we have the digestion and other tinctures to help us with that. We don't need to be eating this, but this is something that is so natural, but it has this kind of an effect, you guys. That's amazing. However, look at the very bottom I have here. However, if you don't use a 2-Minute Miracle once a day, okay, just once, but once a day, that fibroblast cell goes back down to its sluggish. It decreases its production by 125% because you didn't use it. So people really need to know that using this every day is where you really get your bang for your buck. To be able to have the elastin and the collagen increase as much as this one does, and I have those percentages for you, or the percentages we can get for you. More importantly, though, it's that 125%. I can say to people that it increases their elastin by 31.5%. That's higher than any other professional skincare out there that I've been able to find, and I've looked at both Anita, who's a master esthetician, and I have looked at hundreds of different lines because we want to find somebody that beats us, and we haven't been able to yet. I can say that, but that doesn't mean so much to our clientele. But 125% difference, that means something. So that's why I'm focused on that particular story. Okay, so take a picture of this with your cell phone, have it in your cell phone so that you can remember this as you share the product. You want them to have the wow, but then you want to move them to holy cow, okay, you guys? And this is a holy cow moment. I hope that that's helpful. Okay, so sexy science. Go ahead, the next one. Now, everybody loves a bargain, right? This is a 7-in-1 product. Now, I was super conservative on this life. I went to Walgreens. I live in a little teeny town, so I only have Walgreens and Kmart. So Walgreens it was, and I went through and I priced out the products for each one of these things at Walgreens. I didn't go to Dillard's. I went to Walgreens, okay? So a cleanser for $12 was the price, the best price I could find. Now a bar of soap, sure, but I'm talking about a cleanser that's actually going to not harm your skin, okay? A toner was $8, and some of these are Walgreens brand prices. The exfoliant was $8. Now I could get an apricot scrub that was very, very low quality, but it was still $7.50. So a hydrator, which was $19.99. We have hyaluronic acid in our product. And hyaluronic acid is in all professional skincare lines, okay? And there are some at the drugstore you can get also with hyaluronic acid, but it's an expensive ingredient. So I could not find any product that had hyaluronic acid for less than $19.99, and that was the store brand product. Pore minimizer, $6. Now the thing is pore minimizer is usually in the product combined, so it was hard for me to find a pore minimizer. I found this one online because most of the pore minimizers are included as a feature of a product that has multiple features, but $6 is a standalone. And then the anti-ager, I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but the least expensive one I could find was $29.95, and it was way less of a quality. Okay, so this is being so conservative. It's almost insulting. I didn't even put in the makeup primer, the brightener, the daytime moisturizer. Now, why do I put daytime moisturizer in there? The reason is because the fractionated pericarp oil that's in our 2-Minute Miracle is a lipid. It's an oil, okay? And so you're getting a daytime moisturizer in this product, even though you're not putting on a moisturizer. Some people need more than that, so they'll put additional moisturizer on. But most daytime moisturizers are very light. They're just to seal the skin from losing the moisture that we have in our skin. A hydrator pulls hydration into the face. A moisturizer seals it from losing the moisturizer, losing the moisture from our skin, okay? So we have that. A daytime moisturizer all by itself, not the pericarp oil quality, which is very high-end. I could have added another $15 here easily, or at least, I'm talking about low-end stuff that you guys, if you looked at the ingredients, you wouldn't even put it on your face. Okay, so I want you guys to really see this. And if you need to do this on your own, and I'd recommend that you do that because it's nice to be able to talk from personal experience, go down to the store and you start pricing out what it is it would cost, even if you were willing to buy junk. Way more expensive. The cheapest I could find it to do it with stuff that I wouldn't put on my face, but you can still buy it off the shelf, okay, was $84. And the price here, retail $49.95 to $55, and of course some people retail it for even more than that. But what a great bargain. Take the time and the opportunity to point out what it is that's in this jar. It is a skin care regime. And they need to use it every single day. Again, every time you can use the word every is really good. Every day, because it is a full skincare system in one jar. And just because there's a lot in it does not mean that it doesn't have a professional grade level, because it does. Okay, next slide. This is the other part of the bargain that I want to make sure. So everybody loves a bargain again. So get a $200 facial for less than $2 in 2 minutes. That is something that I've used before to do a promo at a salon or a spa, or somebody opening up a new little mom and pop shop, because I live in a small town. There's only about 5,000 people in my town. But if somebody's opening up a new shop, I'll go in and say, hey, I'll provide free facials to any of your people that come opening day. And so this will be the little thing I put on there. Get a $200 facial for less than $2 for 2 minutes, because a lot of them want to just come in and out. They don't want to spend a lot of time, and sometimes facials can be longer, right? But that's really what we have. Like I said, I work with Anita, who's a master esthetician, and the results from a $200 facial is the same thing that you get using the 2-Minute Miracle. And so what is that value? Think about it, 30 facials in a jar. 200 times 30, we got $6,000 worth of value in that one jar. So that might be a little over the top. You might not want to use those numbers. That's fine. You don't have to. But think about think about it. How can you accentuate the fact of the value of this jar is enormous? Because that's truth. That's the truth. Okay, next slide. Anticipate their needs. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this slide because I want to make sure we get through everything in the time that we have here. But here's what it really comes down to. This is a follow-up process. If I know that somebody has ordered a jar of product, whether a customer or a new distributor, it doesn't matter, or an old distributor that just got the product for the first time, it doesn't matter to me. If I know that they've ordered that product and it's going to be at their house, I'm going to call them soon after they should have received that product, and I'm going to make sure that they're having the wow experience like I talked about before, okay? And if they're not, then we're going to troubleshoot any user error that might be there. And then I'm going to accentuate the fact that this is a huge value, which we just went over, and that they want to use it every day because that fibroblast cell deserves to be working like you're a 20-year-old, okay? So I'm going to go over that information with them, even if they've heard it before, to encourage them and help them remember, listen, this is a big deal. What you have in your house right now, even though you only spent $49.95 or $39.95 or whatever you purchased it for as a distributor or whatever, it's worth so much more, so don't forget to use it. So I'm going to do that the first week. That's going to be a reminder call. The second week, I'm going to call again and make sure that they're having that experience every single day. Okay, so the first call is, don't forget, this is how you use it, make sure they're having that experience. Week 2, are they still having that experience? Are they still using it every day? Because I'm going to be the one that, again, is going to control the experience of them using it and having a good experience with it. But week 4 is the one that I really want to talk about, okay? And this, I'm going to use this as the last day of the month, okay? So let's say that somebody ordered the product the middle of last month, and it's actually been 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks. That's okay. What I do the week before the end of the month is I start at the very bottom of my team, and I begin to call all the people that are using the 2-Minute Miracle. They could that are newly using that 2-Minute Miracle. And I'll call them and say, hey, listen, I'm putting in an order, and I know you've been using the 2-Minute Miracle for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I just wanted to see if I don't want you to run out, and I can put in an order for you at the same time that I'm putting in my order. This and so to be clear, this is what I'm doing with my distributors, encouraging them to do with each one of their customers. Okay, for my customers, I call every single one of my customers every single month that aren't on auto ship for 2-Minute Miracle. I call every single one of them and I say, hey, Cindy, this is Diedre. I know you've been using the 2-Minute Miracle for the last 5 weeks. I would want to make sure the last 3 weeks, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, because they're going to run short and I don't want them to run out, and I'm anticipating their needs. They're going to need another jar. So I call and I say, I'm putting in an order. Would you like me to get a jar for you too? Would you like me to order a jar for you at the same time? If they live in my local area and they're one of my customers, they'll say, would you like me to order a jar too, and you can save on some shipping? Whatever you want to say, whatever's fitting for that situation. You give them a call, then 2 things will happen. 1, they'll say, yes, thank you. I really need that product and I don't want to run out, okay? Or 2, they'll say, oh, no, I've got plenty of product. What does that tell you? They're not using it every single day. And that gives you an opportunity to say, okay, well, I'll call you back in a couple of weeks, but don't forget to use that every day. That fibroblast cell wants to make that collagen or whatever, right? These are people that you're gaining a relationship with, so you can say different things to them and remind them that they can use it on their feet and their hands. Don't forget your neck and décolleté and your hands. Those really, your neck and chest really shows your age, and so do the top of your hands. So don't forget to at least do those once a week. Or if there's somebody in your family who has acne, I'll send you a before and after picture on that. Whatever you need to do, you're continuing that conversation, and specifically that they're not using it every day because they still have product at the end of the month. So those are the 2 things that are going to happen when I call them on a monthly basis. And also, what else do I do? I say, okay, I'll call you again in a couple of weeks. So they're expecting my call. Now they usually this is a good thing because they kind of get used to me calling. The other thing that happens, if I'm willing, and if you guys are all willing to take the time, set that time aside where you're going to call each one of your customers once a month when it gets to the end of the month and you really want to start bringing your volume up, okay, that what happens is after a couple of months of you calling and them reordering, you'll say, hey, listen, I know I love talking to you every month, and I probably will call you anyway, but we do have an auto ship program, and you're ordering a jar every single month, so why don't we just set you up on that, and then you don't even have to worry about ever running out. Instead of doing that month one, where that, well, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to use it. They don't know. They're still getting to know the product. But after they've reordered a couple of months, and you've called them a couple of months, and they've either said, no, I ordered my product already, or yeah, will you put an order in for me, then it's just organically comfortable to say, why don't we just get on auto ship? You can always cancel it in 2 seconds, but then you just don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's the purpose. You want to anticipate their needs ahead of time, and that also helps to keep them consistent in using the product and getting them on auto ship, because that's where real residual is. Think about it, you guys. You have 25 customers that are all ordering the product once a month, and you're making customers connect on all of that. You can count on that income every month, come rain or shine. Okay, next slide. All right, this is it. We are done. So let me wrap this up here. L is learn their language. How are they communicating with you? Through what avenue? And start your initial exposure to the 2-Minute Miracle through that way of communication, and then ask for the phone call. O, overemphasize the importance of using the product every single day. Don't forget that fibroblast cell, and don't forget to talk to them about the benefits of using it every day, not just once in a while when they want that wow experience. V, volunteer services. Hey, I know you're probably about done with that 2-Minute Miracle. How about I put in an order with my order and we can save on shipping, or whatever the scenario is. And then lastly, go ahead and go to the last slide, is E. Last slide, Sandi.
Somehow the last slide didn't come through. Wait, let me see.
Oh.
Wait. Yes, it did. There it is.
Oh,
okay.
E.
We got it.
Okay. E, experience the wow with every customer and distributor. It doesn't matter if they've been in forever. You experience that with them, and they'll be hooked long term. And I just appreciate the time to share. I hope that you're able to try this out, you guys. It's not going to hurt anything, I promise. And then I love to hear how some of these techniques works for you, and how those reorders really start to build for you, because that's the goal, is as they are hooked on the product, they use it every single day, and they reorder every single month, you create an amazing residual. It's different than building a team, which is fantastic residual too. This is residual that lasts for years and years and years, because they love the product. They wouldn't get off of it no matter what. It's replacing so many of their products that they're using anyway. They couldn't do what they're doing for cheaper even if they went to Walmart, so they're never going to go anywhere. It's just fantastic. And I appreciate all of you guys. And Sandi, thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, Diedre, I'll tell you, you are absolutely such a treasure. And I'm sure everyone feels the same way. And we're going to look forward to having you back on many occasions to review some of the other amazing products we've got with Zango. So thank you again for sharing your expertise of decades, not only in the business, in nutritional supplementation, but your years of experience with the pre-Aries 2-Minute Miracle Gel, which is now cleaner, greener, and even better.
Yes,
so thanks, everybody.
Even better.
And everybody say, I'll unmute if I can't. You know what? I can't unmute because I'm only on one monitor right now. But again, Diedre, thanks so much. And if you loved Diedre's presentation, as I did, my goodness, I learned so much. Just send me an email, Sandi@sandicohen.com, so I can forward it to Diedre to show our appreciation. Again, everybody have a great weekend, and make sure that you're sharing the products every single day so you can live the life that you want to live and look ageless at the same time. God bless everybody. Bye for now. Bye.